recently read a news article about the US State Department issuing new guidance for the choice of font in official documents. It seems that the decorative wings and feet present in Times New Roman is out in favor of the newer, sleeker Calibri. The reason for this change is to support State Department employees who may use assistive technology to listen to written text, including those with disabilities. How effective this change will be is beyond my particular expertise, but it does relate to why I'm here to speak with you this evening, which is efforts to inclusion and accessibility. First, I would certainly like to acknowledge that I am not an individual with a disability and therefore cannot know the nuances that are present for individuals who do have disabilities, nor could I accurately express those in the 5 minutes that we have together. But I can speak to the often simple changes we can make to be more inclusive. I have the opportunity to teach in our undergraduate special education program where we prepare future educators in special education. In this program, we work to enable our students to go out into their future schools with the skills and abilities they need to support students with disabilities. In my classroom, I encourage our students to think of what is the specific behavior telling them that they can then come in and support in some way, and it enables them to be in the gen ed setting as much as possible and be successful there. I also have the opportunity to observe our students as they step into future educators in real classrooms with real students. In this experience, sometimes our students come to me and say that they've had experiences of other teachers or other individuals in schools and out who refer to their students as the sped kid, the behavior problem, or even the R word. This can be frustrating for our students, as you might imagine, but my goal for our students is that they are advocates for individuals with disabilities in our schools and beyond. So how can we help this? What's the goal? In the Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA, we are encouraged and required by federal law to include our students in what is called the least restrictive environment. This means that we support students as general education students first, and we see special education as a service, not a place. And so we include students to the best of their abilities in inclusive settings, and the special education teacher's job is to give them the tools that they need to be successful in those settings. Sometimes simple changes can be made to support that. Sometimes it's as simple as changing the font. Even with such simple solutions in place and available to teachers, they often identify including and accommodating for students with disabilities as a source of significant stress. We see this when we look back at that article from the Washington Post about the US State Department. State Department employees were quoted as saying that this change would be sacrilege, while others said that it would result in an internal revolt. Someone in the comments went so far as to be surprised that individuals with disabilities would be employed by the State Department at all. So, what can we all do to be more inclusive? What I would encourage you to do as a first step is to be mindful of what your words and actions say to and about individuals with disabilities. I'm hopeful that with some small changes, we will see profound progress toward inclusion in our schools and our communities. Thank you.